Hey guys, Jim Hall here from whoisjimhall.com. Just wanted to come on here today and talk for a few minutes and just I want to talk about working from home, and that's what I do is work from home. Not a job. I have an actual business that I run from home, and I help other people get started doing business from home. But there's a lot of people right now that are working from home, maybe with their jobs. So I think this is a really big topic for pretty much everybody in the world right now, and I think it's a really good opportunity to help some people that may not have been doing this. I've been doing this for quite a while. So some things I've found is you need to maintain some regular hours. You need to set up a schedule, just like if you were going to work, that people know that okay, you don't have anything else except for work going on at those times. And if you were going to your job, people wouldn't be calling you at your job because unless it was an emergency. So you have to give that same kind of ideology to your work schedule, and that includes Facebook to some degree. I have a 9 o'clock call that I do every single day, and if I answer my Facebook messages, I get distracted and I miss some of the call. I'm kind of a record keeper and I keep track of some nuggets and stuff that goes on the call. So during that time, I either just don't answer my Facebook. Sometimes I'll even shut it off, except for I'm actually trying to post on Facebook during that time. So that's a little challenging. So sometimes I'll just say I'm in a call or I just won't answer. And people will gradually learn that between 9 and 10, you're busy, right? So then the next thing is to create a morning routine. And what I do is I actually have a list of my each day. So you can see there, I walk and I have breakfast, and then I post in my tagger group, and then I write an email, and then I do YouTube, and then I have lunch, and then I do some Facebook group stuff, and then I read, and then I do the dishes. So that's not really part of my business, so to speak, but that's part of my schedule for the day. And then I do my next group, and then we have dinner. And then on Mondays, as you can see, at 9 o'clock we have a mastermind. So having a routine really helps you keep on track. And if you get off track, if you're like, whoa, how did I get down YouTube, the YouTube rabbit hole, right? You have a quick reference where you can get back on track according to either your time or just a list of things to do that you do in order. I Mine is based on a time, but I'll tend to just do it, and then if I get done early, I'm done, or I can work on something else if I needed more time to work on YouTube or something like that. So the next one is set ground rules with the people in your space. I don't have anyone else home with me most days. My wife usually comes home for lunch. So at lunchtime, before lunch, I'll get something going, and so I'll cook lunch for her. So when she comes home, she works 5 minutes down the road, and she really likes her job, so she's keeping her job so far, and she just works a few minutes away. Now Tuesdays and Wednesdays, she's working from home at her job also, so she's here, and we have to keep a little bit more focused, because she's working and I'm working. So that's an interesting point, I think, is to set some ground rules. Maybe you got to, close your door so your kids can't come in. Put your dog away so it's not in your lap all day. Depending on how you work, those are just some tips that so that the people know this is work time. And then schedule breaks. Make sure that you get up and walk around. Make sure that you take your dog down the road. Put the dog away, but at break time, 10 o'clock, whatever, go for a little walk, go get a drink, go have some coffee, just so that you're not strapped to your desk, just like you wouldn't be at your regular job. You wouldn't be strapped to your desk all day. You'd go to the kitchen and get you a coffee, and you'd do some other stuff like that. So just treat it pretty similar, and stay on task. And if you're working for yourself, maybe your schedule is a little looser. Maybe it's a little tighter because you only make money now when you're working for yourself by actually making money instead of the hour that you're getting paid for. So there's some pluses and some minuses to that. Profits are better than wages, so that's a good side of that. But also profits can just stop sometimes. So sometimes you got to work a little harder. Sometimes I'll work all day. Sometimes I'll work 30 minutes. Like yesterday, my daughter was here. The day before, my daughter was here. And I just said, you know what? My daughter's here. She's not usually in town. So I'll just take days off then because I'm working for myself. So did I lose some sales those days? Maybe. A lot of my stuff is automated. So And there'll be a link down in the bottom so you can find some of our automated systems. If you're currently working from home but not working for yourself, you can get started working for yourself with us, and we'll teach you how. With us, I mean my wife and I, Jim and Christy Hall. Okay, so we did scheduled breaks, and then it says take breaks in their entirety. So make sure that when you walk away, you actually walk away for the whole 15 minutes or whatever it was you had planned, so that you can get some real relief. And then when your day's over, leave the house. Get out of your work environment like you would leave your job and go home and change. Go out, go down the road, drive around the block, go get an ice cream from McDonald's, come home, and then change. And then don't hesitate to ask for what you need. If you're if you have a job and you're working from home, then don't worry about, you got to ask for the supplies that you need. Maybe you need pens and pencils. Maybe you need envelopes. All of those things that you would have in the office, you still need to have. Now, if you're working for yourself, you're going to have to buy some of those things. So, do what you can in those situations, but make sure that you have the right tools. It's important to have the tools that you need. Get a nice big chair. I got a nice, almost $500 chair for my office that I've sat in. I've got a green screen. That's why I have a nice black background. So those are some cheap things that you can get if you're doing YouTube videos. If you're sitting all day, you need something that's pretty nice to sit in. So don't hesitate to get what you need. And last, the 8th one here is keep a dedicated office space. I have an office in my room. Some people will like to do the laptop thing and drag it out on the kitchen table. Maybe you drag it into the dining room when you're working in there. I think that you're making a little bit of a mistake if you do that, because it's too easy to get distracted and get off doing something that you don't want to do. And if you're working for someone, maybe you don't care so much about that. But if you're working for yourself, it's great to have a dedicated workspace where all your books and all your tools are. You don't have to get up, go hunting for your things. Sure, it was nice to get out of your room and out onto the counter, out onto the dining room table, right? But now you got to drag all that stuff around. You got to reconnect. So you're losing time that you may then have to use later on in your day. So those are just some tips I wanted to give you. Again, my name is Jim Hall. You can see it down there at the bottom. And I just wanted to share these things. Give this video a thumbs up. I don't know if that's actually how YouTube works. I'm a little new to YouTube. But like this video if you liked it, and look down in the comments, and we'll share what we're currently doing for a home-based business and how you can become part of that. So check that out down below, and I'll talk to you soon.